This is Dr. Cynthia Clark, acupuncture physician, applied clinical nutritionist, creator of Energy Evolution, and president of Longevity Wellness. And this past weekend, I had a perfect Dr. Cynthia weekend, which was that on Saturday, I got to spend all day hanging out with some of my very favorite people on the planet, which was a training that I was in. And then on Sunday, I got to do some more of my triathlon training for the half Ironman that I have coming up. So really exciting. And there were a couple of things that I thought about that I wanted to share with you. And I'm going to make these short because I know that you all have a lot of things to do and that it's hard to digest a lot in a short period of time. But the first one I wanted to talk about is about food sensitivity blood testing. I don't do a lot of this in my clinic, even though I do a lot with food sensitivities. And sometimes I get people that think that this is a weird thing and may even think that I'm being irresponsible with not doing this blood test. And here's why I don't tend to do this. I had had this clinical observation, but to be honest, it wasn't until I heard the instructor say the very same thing that I asked her to stop and back up and tell us more about that. And it's this, that the blood chemistry tests for food sensitivities are not that accurate because they tend to change. Our white blood cells change, our red blood cells are constantly changing, and these are what we're testing reactivity against. So if we make the digestive system stronger, then we're not going to show up with nearly as many food sensitivities. And these tests are pretty expensive. They are $2,000 to $4,000, depending on what kind of tests. There's some, if you want to get just a small sample of it, then you can cut that down a little bit. But really, they're very expensive tests, and it is not the end all be all. It isn't the answer to every single action that's going on in your body right now. What I found instead was that the process that we use in the clinic of testing using applied kinesiology to test for food sensitivities was much more accurate. And the reason for that is because our bodies are changing all of the time. Our human cells are changing and turning over. In fact, all of the cells in your digestive system completely change over within 3 months. So any digestive problem you've had for longer than 3 months, it's a problem in the epigenetic coding. It's not a problem in the cellular metabolism. And also, all of the other critters that we've got on board, all the other bugs, your parasites, your fungus, your viruses, and your bacteria that make you uniquely you, all of these things are changing all of the time, and the ratios that they're in are changing. So 1 week you might have a huge candida flare-up and you might not be able to have any sugar or anything that looks like sugar, so you might be cut off from like ketchup and walnuts. Anything that looks like sugar is gonna, or mold, there's mold in walnuts. You might not be able to have any coffee at all this week. Whereas in 3 weeks later, all of this might be much more under control and you might be just fine with most of those things. And in fact, taking those completely out of your diet could be dangerous because it could prompt an H. pylori infection. And that's one of my personal healing stories for another time. So that was one thing that I wanted to share with you, a little bit about the food sensitivity testing and why we do what we do here and why it's so powerful. Because not only do I do this work with the applied kinesiology, but I teach it every single month. We do this in every single Energy Evolution class, and I show you how to do this testing for yourself so that you are free to identify in the moment what the right thing is for your body at that time. The other thing that I thought about this weekend that I wanted to talk to you about was about the benefits of exercise. So exercise stimulates ATP production in the body, and that means, and specifically in the mitochondrial cells, and that's the energy storehouse. That's where you get all of your, want to get up and go. So Saturday morning, I get to this event and I'm all hopped up and I'm so excited and I'm just running around. And of course, everybody thought that I'd had 4 pots of coffee, but I don't drink coffee because I live in southern Florida and we have mold all over the place and there's mold in coffee and I don't need any extra. So I'm good. You can keep your pot of mold. And it's okay. It's okay if you have a cup of coffee now and then, but just realize that it's a mold exposure. So probably not so much of that stuff. And so here I am hopping around on Saturday morning. My last workout had finished on Thursday evening at 6:30. And I could feel that APT production. I felt smart and I felt on it and I felt like everything just flowed for about the next 36 hours. And by the time the 36 hours came around, I was like, I could just kind of sit here a bit on my fanny and not do very much. Because I was in class all day, I couldn't get a workout in. So I was just kind of destined for the sitting. And I got up several times and, I did all of the smart things, made sure I was drinking lots of water and really engaged. I mean, our presenter was fantastic. Dr. Annette Chappelle was amazing. She did a wonderful job. Really, really, really engaging. And yet even so I could feel the shifts in my body. And it reminded me of how important the benefits of exercise are and how they last. They basically last for about 24 hours. On that particular Thursday, I had done a double workout, one in the morning, a swim in the morning, and then a bike in the afternoon. So I got a little bit more time out of it, but usually the benefits of exercise last for about the next 24 hours. This is why the gym orange theory is called orange theory. It's because they've labeled zone 4 as the orange zone, and this is the fat burning zone. This is where if you work out hard enough to get into that zone, then you're going to get the benefits for the next 24 hours. And that's what they're aimed for. Actually, all exercise you can do that with. And the point of all of this is that if you are not working out, do something. Go for a walk today. The benefits of going for a walk are so tremendously valuable and well documented. This is something, we have hundreds and thousands of studies on the benefits of walking on stress relief and improving digestion and weight loss. If you are comfortable walking, then try to step it up a little bit. Your goal is to get 30 minutes of sweating in a day, because this is not only a lovely thing to do for your ATP production in your mitochondria, but it's also a cellular detoxification, because what do we do when we sweat? It comes out through our pores. And that means those toxins are leaving our bodies. Our bodies are exuding our carbon dioxide, and we're taking in more oxygen because we're breathing deeper because we're exercising. So the benefits of exercise cannot be stressed enough. This is why I do the triathlon training that I do, because I'm a goal-oriented person, and quite honestly, if I didn't have a goal, then I probably wouldn't get off my duff and do it in the first place. So I'm just one of those people that has to have that kind of goal. But whatever kind of goal you got to have, and you're welcome to do a half Ironman with me, either in person or to donate to the cause, donate to the half Ironman fundraising fund for the Ironman Foundation. But whatever you do, do something. If you can't walk, get on a bike and if you can't ride a bike, then get on a recumbent bike. Get in the pool and move around. If you can't do chlorine, find a saltwater pool. If you can't swim, do your water walking. I promise you can find some kind of exercise that you can do, and your body and your mind are going to be so much better for it. Okay, lots of great stuff I'll be sharing with you over the next few days and weeks. Also, our next open house is on Thursday, October 21st at 5 o'clock. I can't wait to see you here. We're looking forward to it. This will be another party with our next door neighbors, the holistic dentists, and so you'll get to hear a presentation from yours truly on healthcare in 21st century, and also from our neighbors, the holistic dentists. So we look forward to seeing you. Please RSVP to office@longevitywc.com. And also mark your calendars for our next Energy Evolution class, which is going to be on March 2nd and 3rd. This is a Saturday and Sunday, and it's going to be Cultivating Sexual Energy. This is one of my favorite classes, even though it took a whole bunch of courage to teach it for the first time. It is fantastic and amazing and gets better and better every time we teach it the way that it's supposed to. All right, have a great day. Happy Monday, and I'll see you soon.